Hi guys, I'm Kasha. Welcome to the channel and welcome as always to our coffee times to discuss movies and horror. And today I'm here to bring you some horror movies that takes us all the way back to school.
It's coffee time!
Since summer is sadly approaching its end, I thought because the theme back to school can also be applied to movies. There's many horror movies are based in schools, high schools, even at uni. So I thought I would compile a list for you and have a total of 15 movies. Maybe you're starting some sort of school yourself or uni, or you're sending your kids back to school. But the truth is, even when you go back to school and you think you're safe, evil is always around the corner. As a teenager, I really loved those 90s slashers that follow students, especially high school students. And it's probably because one of the first ever horror movies that I saw on the big screen was Scream. And that is a really good one to start with. It's a movie that changed the horror genre a little bit, and it's a movie that I will never forget. And apart from being a masterpiece on its own, it's a movie that I will always hold close to my heart because it was one of the first horror movies that I saw at the cinema. When you think about going back to school, you think about, starting a new year, meeting new students, also prom, and everything is supposed to be happy and exciting. But then there might be some evil that lurks into the classrooms. No matter where you are, you always have to watch your back. So we're here today with 15 movie recommendations to get you in the mood to go back to school. Carrie, 1976. In this chilling adaptation of Stephen King's horror novel, withdrawn and sensitive teen Carrie White faces taunting from classmates at school and abuse from her mother at home. When strange occurrences start happening around Carrie, she begins to suspect that she has supernatural powers. Invited to the prom by the empathetic Tommy Ross, Carrie tries to let her guard down, but things eventually take a dark and violent turn. The film is not so much about the gore, but a powerful revenge story and a homage to the torture that social outcasts in high school have to endure. Grounded by the incredible and unforgettable performance of Sissy Spacek and the masterful direction of De Palma, Carrie is a horror masterpiece that defies convention and proves itself timeless. Suspiria, 1977. Susie travels to Germany to attend ballet school. When she arrives late on a stormy night, no one lets her in, and she sees Pat, another student, fleeing from the school. When Pat reaches her apartment, she is murdered. The next day, Susie is admitted to her new school, but has a difficult time settling in. She hears noises and often feels ill. As more people die, Susie uncovers the terrifying secret history of the place. Argento accomplishes so much simply through lighting and music. A film that has been hugely influential amongst fans and filmmakers alike for decades. Suspiria remains one of the greatest horror movies ever made. Prom Night, 1980. This slasher movie follows a relentless killer who is out to avenge the death of a young girl who died after being bullied and teased by 4 of her classmates. Now high school students, the guilt-ridden kids, have kept their involvement a secret, but when they start being murdered one by one, it's clear that someone knows the truth. Also coping with the past are members of the dead girl's family, most notably her prom queen sister, Kim Hammond. The film has great pacing that helps the narrative to create a solid slasher with some interesting camera moments. The score also helps to create and intensify the tension throughout the film. Graduation Day, 1981. At Midvale High School, Coach Michaels pushes over athlete Laura Ramsdale, who dies. After 2 months, her sister comes to attend her graduation in her honor. When she arrives, murder ensues for the high school track team. This cheese fest of a slasher takes place just a few weeks before graduation day at Midvale High School. Unfortunately for students, getting people to sign their yearbook is the last of their troubles. Lurking around campus is a mysterious psychopath who slashes people's guts out. Night of the Creeps, 1986. In 1959, an alien experiment crashes to Earth and infects a fraternity member. They freeze the body, but in the modern day, 2 geeks pledging a fraternity accidentally thaw the corpse, which proceeds to infect the campus with parasites that transform their host into killer zombies. A perfect mix of sci-fi, horror, and comedy. Some pretty solid performances and a story that's goofy in all the right places. A fun B-movie that pays tribute to other horror movies and will keep you entertained. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, 1992. For Buffy Summers, nothing is the same after she meets Merrick. Merrick tells the teen that he's been sent to train her to fight vampires, and he proves himself by displaying his supernatural powers. Buffy is a quick study and soon takes fellow student Oliver Pike under her wing, repeatedly saving him from fierce bloodsuckers. But when a dangerous vampire gets loose, she must go to war again. The film had a low budget and low production values, but it has a lot of heart. Even though this is a fun teen movie, Buffy the Vampire Slayer manages to deliver an important message about female strength and the fragility of sexual stereotypes. The Craft, 1996. After transferring to a Los Angeles high school, Sarah finds that her telekinetic gift appeals to a group of 3 wannabe witches who happen to be seeking a 4th member for their rituals. Bonnie, Rochelle, and Nancy, like Sarah herself, all have troubled backgrounds, which combined with their powers lead to dangerous consequences. When a minor spell causes a fellow student to lose her hair, the girls grow power mad. I really enjoy the characters. I thought that every single one of them was very unique, and the film does an excellent job at exploring each girl. One of the best parts of The Craft is that it doesn't pass judgment on why the girls are doing what they do. Scream, 1996. A year after Sydney's mom is murdered, more murders start to occur. She begins to suspect if these murders are related and tries to find a killer, as everyone seems to be a suspect. That is the genius of Scream. It's a film that keeps the suspense and terror associated with other slashers while poking fun at the rules of those same movies. From the iconic opening scene to the twist ending that still works, it is a perfectly plotted movie that serves horror, comedy, and suspense in equal parts. The Faculty, 1998. To the students of Harrington High, the principal and the other teachers have always been a little odd, but lately they've been behaving positively alien. Controlled by otherworldly parasites, the faculty try to infect students one by one. Cheerleader Delilah, football player Stan, drug dealer Zeke, and new girl Mary Beth team up with some of the other classmates to fight back against the invaders. This is a stylish sci-fi horror thrilling movie with a great cast that still holds up. The Faculty may not be the cinematic horror masterpiece you're looking for, but it is definitely one of the more entertaining horror films around. Urban Legend, 1998. A university is plagued by a rush of gruesome murders that resemble old urban legends. When her friend Michelle is killed by someone hiding in her car, Natalie begins to notice the pattern. Her suspicions grow stronger when her own roommate is strangled to death. Soon the quiet college campus is transformed into hunting grounds for a maniac, and Natalie struggles to find the killer and stop the bloodshed before she becomes the next victim. Even though this was not the best movie of its kind, it still worked. The horror was effective, and the suspense with a twist ending make it an entertaining experience. Ginger Snaps, 2000. The story of 2 outcast sisters, Ginger and Brigitte, in the mindless suburban town of Bailey Downs. One night of Ginger's first period, she is savagely attacked by a wild creature. Ginger's wounds miraculously heal, but something's not quite right. Now Brigitte must save her sister and save herself. A werewolf coming-of-age tale about 2 sisters on the brink of womanhood. Ginger Snaps is an interesting take on the dangers of being different in a world that demands conformity. Suicide Club, 2001. Police officers investigate a string of mysterious suicides throughout Japan. When 54 high school girls throw themselves in front of a subway train, it appears to be only the beginning of a string of suicides around the country. Does the new all-girl group Desert have anything to do with it? Detective Kuroda tries to find the answer, which isn't as simple as he had hoped. The movie is creepy, it's cheerful, it's very gory, and becomes stranger as well as twisted. Tamara, 2005. Tamara is a high school student who dabbles in witchcraft. As an outcast, she frequently bears the brunt of her classmates' cruelty. One day they go too far and she is killed during a prank gone wrong. Tamara returns from the grave as a sexy siren to demand revenge. Be nice to everyone, because you never know what people know about you or if they are witches that could kill you. Sorority Row, 2009. The students of a sorority try to hide the death of one of their house sisters but are stalked by a serial killer. Cassidy, Jessica, Ellie, Claire, and Megan are sorority sisters and true blue friends to the end, until a prank gone wrong results in Megan's demise. Rather than risk their futures by reporting the crime, their friends agree to cover it up. The friends will come to regret the decision a year later when someone begins sending them videos of the night Megan died and they fall victim to a deadly stalker. It is a classic horror that follows the old pattern but also follows it well with creative slashings and a well-hidden killer. The Loved Ones, 2009. After a classmate declines her invitation to the school dance, a teenage kidnaps him and makes him the guest of honor at her own twisted prom. Lola Stone asked Brent Mitchell to the prom, but Brent said no. And now he's screwed. What happens when Lola doesn't get what she wants? She asks Daddy to help throw a prom of her own where she's queen and Brent is king, whether he likes it or not. The Loved Ones is what happens when puppy love goes horribly, violently wrong. Brent should have said yes. The dark humor and the shocking moments of horror, all played straight by an excellent cast, made a movie that was so much more than an exploitation film. McLeavy is so incredible as Lola that you will not be able to keep your eyes off her. This is an impressive debut feature film and one that you must watch. Those were my 15 movie recommendations for back to school. I hope that you enjoyed the video. Let me know down below if there's any other movies that you would recommend me that also feed the theme. Thank you guys as always so much for watching, and I hope to see you all as always in our next coffee time. Bye!